So who is dealing with getting the invitation from Doze's device and stuff?
I think Jethro would, right? Because we got the party animals going out drinking.
Yep.
Keaton is doing something mysterious. He just said he had to deal with the security guy or something.
Alex, are you fulfilling his request? Are you clearing?
Yeah, all the porn's gone. I cleared it all. I got the invitations.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Maybe if there's any risque posters he's got, I'll even take those down, throw them in the trash.
He's definitely got some posters. One's for Tony Cyclone, just like wearing a jock strap and a top hat. As you're leaving his apartment, Alex, which is kind of just a hole in the wall somewhere, as you're leaving, you get a notification as you reconnect out of this cinder block building back into the Trin City network, and there's like an email waiting in your inbox from one of the people at the Crow Tower that you asked to look into a couple things for you. So you asked for a list of employees that work with edicts, especially terminated employees recently. Of course, Owen Pearl pops up on there, the guy you guys captured noonside. I'll give you a list later, but it's a fair amount of people. It's like 50 people.
Great.
Looking through it immediately. Make a research for me, Alex. Research roll.
All right, no problem. I had research the whole time.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Wow.
I got a 5.
With a success, nothing particularly pops out to you about this list specifically. It does have like Keaton, Bubba, both listed on there, and now Ulysses has been added based upon stuff that happened in the tower recently. So it seems like it's a pretty comprehensive list of anyone that's ever touched them. So if you wanted to look into any of these people later, or if there are any specific questions you wanted to ask about those people, we could get into that.
Wait, these are people that were fired recently, or just anybody who's ever come
Just anybody that works. They did give you a list of terminated employees, but no one recently within like the last, 20 years has been terminated badly. Everybody stays until they retire. It's a good job. They can't find it work anywhere else doing the same stuff.
What happened with Owen?
With Owen, he was like an intern.
Okay.
He was working with him for a while, and then he just kind of disappeared. He's still technically on the payroll, although he's been on like suspended leave for a while. So he still technically works for the company.
Okay.
He's not currently getting paid. And then you asked for missing persons in the past year.
Yeah, but I want to focus on stuff a little bit more recent. You figured they'd probably be looking for people as they make the guns. They're not holding people hostage for months at a time and then using them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Where do we see you go to investigate that? Because I can't imagine you just standing on the street looking it up on your phone, right?
I mean, I've got time to kill. I would probably just head back home at this point, right?
Okay, sweet.
Get up on a computer.
Do you go down into your
Batcave?
your Batcave?
Yeah, I go down there.
So we see you pull up with like multiple monitors looking through missing persons. So make another research roll for me.
I got another 5.
In a place like Trin City, a lot of people disappear all the time. People don't have time to look into it. The police force is privatized, so that creates a lot of problems in and of itself. However, one name does come up. There's a woman named Barb Walter that claims 5 months ago the Crows kidnapped her son, and she hasn't seen him since. She took it to some news outlets, and then it was quickly squashed. And with a success, I think you can tell that it was squashed by Claudius, right? Like, that's real bad press to say they kidnapped your son. That seems unlikely to you. They pay people all the time to do this, so maybe.
She confused someone else with the Crows.
Yeah. Why she said that specifically, it seems like he was in the process of being a branding partner for the Crows, and that failed. And so she thinks that they just kidnapped and killed him so they didn't have to pay him.
Gotcha.
The statement released by the Crows before Claudius squashed it, no, he was rejected because of this, and this reasons, like either was drug and alcohol use or yada yada. They just listed basic, generic, news-friendly buzzwords they could do on that.
And I'm guessing, like, it doesn't say that in the document. I'm just kind of like cross-referencing the names on the document with anything I can find, right?
The list of employees that were terminated, you got that in a document. The missing persons, I think you kind of have to do by yourself.
Right.
Like the Crows try to get you some stuff. I think you get that mostly from news clippings, like digital articles. You pull all that from.
What was that kid's name?
Her name is Barb Walter.
Right, Barbara Walters.
Wait, shit, is that a real person?
Barbara Walter?
Fuck.
Yeah, Barbara Walters is kind of she's actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah, she's a person.
Well, listen, I'm homeschooled, so.
Barb Walters and her son's name?
Jackson. The last thing you asked for was discrepancy in inventory supplies for edicts, repair parts, that sort of thing, right? The email says techs refused to give that information out to you.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
He knows that you specifically requested it, and he specifically denied it, and no reason was given.
Oh, that's a little titillating, huh?
That's a good
Okay,
word.
cool.
But all this research takes you forever. It
Right.
takes you all night.
I can't party.
No.
You can't party.
I gotta
Yeah.
stay here.
And you know you have to get up early in the morning because it's going to be a long drive if y'all want to make it to Sly's Ranch in the morning. So, with that being said, I think we see you staring at that screen, the rejected thing pop up. What's Jethro's reaction?
I think he smiles a little bit when that pops up, honestly.
Maybe we hear like the sound of drinks clacking as we fade away. What vehicles are the lot of you taking up the Sun River to drive to this ranch? It's probably half a day to a day's journey.
Keaton's driving his hot rod. He's got that
Of course you are.
that muscle car on big fucking off-road tires, whatever bright color it decided to be today. I think he can change it with the swipe of his finger. So I think right now it's like a bright blue.
Kaz is going to take a chauffeured Range Rover, 100%. You can ride with me, Bubba.
Yeah, but I'll be the chauffeur. I want to be driving.
You want to drive? It's so far.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to sit in the back and manage my social media.
Done.
Oh, yeah. We can hang out with Bubba, and I'll throw my Fox bike up on the back.
Are you bringing Josie with you?
No.
You gotta bring her. We're going to a party to find a drug dealer.
Yeah.
edict,
Yeah, we're gonna get in a
counterfeiter.
shootout, murder.
Yeah, you gotta bring your kid to that.
Yeah, you don't trust her to be safe anywhere else.
I'm gonna hold off on her for a little bit.
Not bringing Josie. Okay. What are you driving, Marshall?
Sounds like I'm riding with Bubba if he's got it, and I'll have my Fox bike riding up on our rack that we've got on the back of his truck.
Are you up front with me, or are you in the back?
I think I'll probably sit in shotgun with you.
Ah, hell yeah.
Just comfy. It's been that way for a couple years.
Jethro?
So it's kind of hard to describe. He's basically got like, it's a cockpit, and there's like these two tethers to these two engines in the front. The whole thing floats.
Okay.
Sure.
Like a,
I'm probably riding with Keaton.
Okay, great.
You know, if it's just going to be Dorian and Kaz, then we probably have room for Emily, my assistant, to come with, right?
Yeah, you could have.
You're not bringing your assistant.
Yeah, I think I will, because
I don't
She's not
think
riding
you
with
will
you.
because none of us are allowed to be crows at this establishment. You guys know that, right?
No.
That's like common knowledge. Nobody's allowed to be a crow here.
When
because
was that
we're-
explicitly established for us who may be hungover at the time?
I'm gonna establish it in
It's
character
just kind
now.
of like a common sense kind of thing.
oh,
Well, yeah, Kaz doesn't have that.
no, I was planning on having Emily live tweet.
Well, she's not going to be able to live tweet from there because it's not going to connect to the network back in Trin City.
Oh dear. Could one of Bubba? Could you rig like a transmitter to boost our 5G?
Kaz, it doesn't work that way. No. Well, we're going to have to wait till we get back. So if you want to record it, you can record it and then we'll upload it. Believe me, I'd have done it by now.
I just have one question. Keaton pulls up to my house. He honks his horn. What does that horn sound like? That's what the horn sounds like?
Like
Yeah, I
that.
thought I would have a song to it.
I don't think so.
It's Keaton. He lacks all imagination.
Oh, you know what? It just goes, bro.
Hell yeah.
Cameron Day, what's your car look like?
All right, so I'm gonna be driving Bubba's main big rig, the Chariot.
Oh, yeah.
And so this big old monster is gonna be an oversized, muted red, almost like a school bus on wheels, except it's got 18 wheels picking it up. It's got its engine peeking out the front with all the exhaust pipes kind of almost going in a chaotic direction as they intertwine.
Oh, baby.
And then kind of smoothly slide out the sides in like a downwards direction. What are those big things on big rigs? You know, they almost look like more exhaust pipes, but they go straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
Those
those
are
are
Yeah,
exhaust
those are
pipes.
exhaust.
Those are
yeah.
another
But your
exhaust.
big rig is electric.
Right, everything is electric, huh? Shit.
Maybe yours isn't.
It shoots
Listen,
water
it's all
vapors. It
aesthetic.
shoots
Yeah,
out
yeah.
water vapors.
Oh, dude, what if it's a hydrogen car?
Yeah, like heat
Whatever.
sinks or some shit.
What is a hydrogen car? I don't even know what the hell that is.
Well, it's like a gas car, but it's hydrogen.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's very,
yeah,
it's very
that's
similar,
exactly
but-
what it is. So these are
Yeah.
hydrogen exhaust pipes.
Yeah.
Which means that it's water vapor.
We vaping, baby.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go with that. And then this monstrous school bus on wheels is also kind of held up a little bit higher because of all the added modifications that Bubba's done to the suspension and all that kind of good stuff.
Why do you keep saying school bus on wheels?
It is like a school bus on wheels.
Yeah, all school buses have wheels. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess.
Monster truck wheels?
Yeah, school bus on monster truck wheels.
And are you bringing Josie?
No, she's going to stay back in the nursery for now.
Cool. But you still don't, like, trust that nursery, right?
Not 100% yet. Yeah, but she's been with me and Dorian for like almost 2 straight years with almost no other contact besides just random kind of bar people and whoever we kind of come across with on the road. So I think she could benefit from at least hanging out with the family and the people that work at the family biz anyways.
You all leave in the morning, although the red dwarf above pays no mind to the time on your clock as you start to drive into the winding canyon they call a river. The drive up the Sun River is a winding, perilous affair after a big storm passes through. It's always a frustrating experience, but after a big one, it gains the potential to be a marriage-ending, family-shattering odyssey. An already perilous journey now faces the complication of sinkholes, rock slides, or sometimes a whole orchard that's been uprooted, creating an unnavigatable labyrinth of detritus. More than a few settlers and travelers have been lost on the Sun Trail, and the business of scavenging folks' lost possessions is not an insignificant contribution to the finances of the hard-scrabble settlers who inhabit this land. Every farmer, rancher, and sunner is a gambler here, betting their little piece of trapped sunshine won't get hit by weather before they get a chance to turn a profit. Cash crops spill through sun-filled canyons till they can't anymore, the sunlight blocked by mile-high canyon walls. The Sunners' homes are more akin to bunkers than anything that could properly be called a house. Crumbling concrete buildings wedged between barns and hangars. Silos meant to stand tall are nearly entirely buried in this land. Only their battered metal roofs and silage distributors glinting red in the sunlight peak above the dusty earth. The less fortunate live in stately noon-side homes, not because they're trying to match their brethren, but because the prefab is all they can afford, and they're aiming for double or nothing to get that crop harvested and a bunker house built before the inevitable disaster. As gamblers, they know the house always wins, and the buy-in is the Sunner's life. Normally a trip of this distance takes half a day at most, but even with your robust vehicles, the gullies and broken asphalt expand the trip out in a day-long event. A quick look upward reveals just how tall the canyon walls are. Bands of glittering gypsum and bronze sandstone stacked high enough to almost brush the sun-stained sky above. It's enough to give a traveler vertigo, and more than one driver has been lost staring up into the expanse above, crashing into a canyon wall and leaving their possessions behind for the next enterprising scavenger. A lot of your trip is spent traveling through these little nooks and crannies, these little slivers barely 200 feet across. But for every mile spent heading through these slivers, 10 more are spent in gargantuan swaths of farmland, worked by stiff-wheeled tractors and large crab-like machines that hiss with hydraulics as they move jerkily across this uneven land. But for the Crow Boys and their cousin, unconcerned by those who bet their lives on the sunshine, the journey up the Sun Trail is an adventure, taking them past winners and losers both. Your motley crew of vehicles crawl over uprooted earth plants and metal debris, the remnants of those who lost to the house. Eventually, the winners will scavenge the pieces, but not until they are sure they are not haunted by those who died in the storm. Sunners are a superstitious bunch, and there's no worse bad luck than fixing a haunted panel to your barn or home. As you travel on these winding sets of road, collectively called the Sun Trail, there are plenty of switchbacks where you've had to go into a dead end and come back, retrace your steps for 20 or 30 minutes, winding your way through them, seeing the destruction of the storm that just passed through barely a week ago. You finally get on this path that seems great. Cars are speeding along at a healthy pace, vehicles coming back down full of equipment, until After a couple hours on this almost freeway, you come into a traffic jam. And there's just like a mile of vehicles in front of you, leading on to some unknown obstruction in front of you. The day has gone by almost to its end. It's probably about 4 p.m. You have about 2 more hours, you think, to get to your destination. So you should be there by 6 p.m. And at this point, if you wanted to go back, there were like 3 roads north. You took one, it dead-ended because there was a rock slide. You came back 30 minutes, and now you've gone up this path for several hours. So if you wanted to go back, it'd be several hours back, going onto the 3rd road, which hopefully won't be blocked by any storm debris, and then trying to make it north. As you come to a stop in this traffic jam, maybe there's a shot of a few of you leaning out of your windows for a moment, trying to get a look of what's ahead, until you see a car that's a few car lengths in front of you pull out off the asphalt into this muddy ditch on the side of the road. It almost slides out, fishtailing as it speeds up to try to get past the traffic jam and pull up to the front. Keaton, you recognize it immediately because it has the Leon logo on it.
It's my boy.
It's your boy Max.
It's
Max
my boy
Leon.
Max Leon.
But that probably isn't his car. He wouldn't come out here probably unless there was a race. Well, I guess there is a race, but it's probably not.
Hot diggity dog.
It's probably not him.
Keaton goes from like sitting low in his chair, almost frustratedly lounging. You know, he's got his head hung back, staring up at the roof of his car. His traffic hasn't moved in 3 minutes. And then he sees that, he like excitedly sits up and he reaches over and he kind of taps Jethro in the chest. Dude, that's a fucking Leon car.
Who?
Leon. They fucking industrial vehicles. They do all the shit with the big off-road wheels.
Think he's there for the race?
He might be, man. My buddy Max, he fucking soups those motherfuckers up. I tell you what, he did a lot of work on this car right here, and he kind of slaps the dashboard. Oh man, if fucking Max is out here, this is gonna be a good fucking race. And I think as he's doing that, we kind of get a good shot of what Keaton's decided to wear today. Unbeknownst to probably a lot of the other crows, we're supposed to be going undercover for this little operation. So Keaton is wearing some beat up work jeans, some like steel-toed boots that look like they've been put through the ringer. And then he's got like a long black t-shirt on, like a long sleeve black t-shirt rolled up just to above the elbows. And then like a grungy old baseball hat that he's wearing backwards. And he's got a whole bunch of his hair kind of spilling out the back with a pair of like big workman's sunglasses on. He looks like somebody who's definitely been like out working in the fields and doing some type of maintenance work. I tell you what, man, this is going to be a good fucking day. If we can get our information, we can get a good race in, we can have a good fucking time.
I'm just there for the information.
Yeah, I know. You don't experience joy, I know.
As Keaton's telling him this, you can see he's just kind of distracted by this paperwork still that he was given the night before. Just going through the names. If there's any service on here, trying to maybe look some stuff up.
So how it's working right now is you connect to these little pockets of, it's almost like every device has its own personal internet. There's definitely not any service, but you could communicate like locally with any devices that are around you. So everybody in this traffic jam you could talk to, and anybody coming from behind you, like coming from Trin City, is popping up little updates from the last time they were in Trin City. So it's almost like your own personal internet is getting updated, but it's always delayed from the last time that like you contacted someone that was at Trin City.
If that's the case, can I try to call that car? Contact the person in the Leon car?
Yeah, sure.
So wait, our information is being broadcasted constantly.
Whatever you would choose, I would imagine.
Yeah, whoever's manufacturing these devices, there's some stuff that like you can't opt out of, but it's not like your personal. It's all encrypted, right? Yes, it is. It is all getting broadcasted all the time to anybody around you. Like if you sent an email right now, it would get broadcasted in an encrypted package to everyone in this traffic jam. And then the first person to get to the location, it would like upload to that local city's internet.
So when we say the crows are sneaking up there and we're not supposed to be known, it's how are we preventing this?
It's not like you can like check the network and see like, oh, fucking Johnny Cash is 3 cars back. Let's see what Johnny Cash has on his phone. It's more just like when another device is added to the pocket, you just get a bit more information.
The other quick way, Dave, to think about it is like you're always torrenting everything. Like you're torrenting the entire internet and your computer is a seed. And as soon as you touch anyone else, you're just constantly getting the most updated version of the internet from everybody around you.
All right. Well, I think I understand.
Cameron, you either could do hacking to do it by force, or you could do persuasion to like send a public message that they would listen to. Like, I don't think you can just straight have their number unless that's a hacking roll.
Unless it's actually him, right? Then I would just straight up have his number.
Yeah, you try calling Max, there is no answer.
Okay, well, in that case, he just leaves. If it's
okay,
not his
cool.
buddy, he doesn't care.
You really gonna race?
Am I? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going up there for something. I mean, we got to have some excuse to be there.
I thought we were trying to keep a low profile.
I mean, we are, but what's more suspicious? A bunch of fuckos showing up just to
Spectate
watch?
the races.
Yeah, they don't just let you spectate in this type of shit. It's like I don't know, like in a drug deal. You try to do drugs with somebody, or you try to give somebody drugs, they just make you sit around and do it with them. It's kind of like that. You don't get to be there unless you're participating.
So you've been to one of these parties before, huh?
I've been working for the Crows a long time. All right, I got to do lots of shit like this.
I never had to go to a party like this.
You were doing different kind of work.
Let me ask you something. You ever hear the name Walters before?
I don't think so.
We've been going over this paperwork here. There was someone with the last name Walters that was set up to be branded. Went missing. Mother claims it was the Crows that did it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I remember this whole thing. Yeah, no, he got fucking kicked out of the program, like well before he got kidnapped. Why, you think it's connected?
Somebody kidnapped him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, people go missing in the city all the time, but I mean, if he was a branding candidate, there's a chance that one of these counterfeit fuckos decided that it was a good option. I mean, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
From there, we cut inside the chariot, the big rig behind. And from your guys' vantage point, as we cut to the cab, you can see like everything in front of you. Would everybody in the cab make a notice roll for me? -2 because of the distance.
All right, I got a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, 4 blew up twice.
My 6 blew up into a 9.
Nice one.
Ooh.
We're noticing a lot of things up here.
We got the boost. We see everything from here.
Does somebody have like binoculars or something? Is there an optical zoom in the windshield?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everything's electronic, right? I imagine the screen kind of interfacing with the windshield itself, and you can kind of just adjust it accordingly.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah, we do have like an optic thing.
Yeah, I think the way I'm thinking about the technology level in general is like that kind of shit is always possible. It's just for most people, they don't have it because it's too expensive and it's like breaks too often. But a thing in your big rig, that makes total sense. So yeah, I think you maybe like pinch your fingers in some sort of motion near the screen and it does an optical zoom in on the stuff in front. The traffic jam is coming to a stop at, it looks like there was like a grove of trees on the hillside that someone was growing for wood. So like earth trees brought here and grown in the Sun River at great expense to be sold for a good price. And all of it has come down in this massive mudslide. And so now there's just a tangle of trees completely blocking the road. It seems like there are some people talking about it. There's like 3 figures. One of them is like walking up from the Leon car and like starts to talk to both of them. And they're like going back and forth. It seems kind of, with a 12, seems kind of heated. Seems like a heated argument. There is some like large equipment nearby, excavators or like backhoe things, stuff that could clear this blockage. And it's currently not being used. With a 12, since Cameron got the 12, I think that's all the information you get.
Well, it doesn't look like we're going anywhere anytime soon unless somebody starts picking up that shit up there.
Because we've been stopped, Kaz is like leaning on the back of your chair. I imagine like a captain's chair, right? Kind of driving position.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like Kaz is leaning on your shoulder. I do not understand their approach to construction in the country. He shakes his head ruefully.
Yeah, Dorian's been not even paying attention to the ride. His new outfit that he picked out for today, well, Kaz helped him get today, is he knew we were going to some hot climbs today. So he went with some very light, airy clothes. We're talking like a cream harem pants and like
Excuse me?
Went away from the beach pants.
If you picture a hippie playing hacky sack, he's got harem pants on. Real big, baggy, bushy ones, you know.
I picture it completely nude, man.
Yeah.
Completely nude.
Listen.
That's wrong.
Oh, he's hacking that sack for sure.
Yeah. So he's rocking these pants, and I think he's got an Under Armour sort of shirt that starts out flesh colored, and then as it gets out to his hands, turns to a bit of a darker slate color. And he's got on like straight Geordie visor from The Next Generation as sunglasses today. And they've got some built-in headphones that he's been sort of just drumming along to as he's sitting akimbo in the shotgun, like not even paying attention. And he'll lift his sunglasses up and look, and he sees maybe just the trail of that car. Oh man, Bubba, how come we didn't ever get that plow set up? could have followed after him.
Are we not moving at all, Caleb? Is it like completely stopped?
Completely stopped, gridlock. You can see at the front, like the road is completely blocked. Nothing's moving.
Well, shit, doesn't mean that we have to stay here, does it? You want to look at the chariot, or are you going to come with me?
Well, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, if we could take this vehicle around, I mean, we would get there ahead of Keaton, which would be perfect.
Well, I don't know about getting this vehicle around. It's not like we're going to demolition derby this just yet. But,
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
We're not doing that?
I'm looking at those vehicles over there. Maybe we can kind of solve this situation ourselves.
Solve the situation. What? I mean, we're pushing them off? Let's go.
They don't work for us. I don't think we're going to be able to convince them to go faster.
All right, come on, guys. He puts it in park, and he's just jumping out of the chariot.
Oh my God. Emily, stay right here. And Kaz jumps out to follow. Kaz is wearing twill cargo pants that are like drawstring at the bottom, so they're tight on his ankles. He's got tall like snakebite boots over that, and his top is a tank top. The sleeves are a clear fabric which blocks sun so that he doesn't have to put sunblock on because that would interfere with his other skincare routine, but it reflects the harmful UV rays and protects his skin. So
Jesus Christ.
Dorian sort of slumps low in the seat before he slides the door open and rolls out of the car after.
Bubba, where are you going?
As Bubba's black boots hit the ground, we actually get to see Bubba in what he traditionally wears instead of the monkey suit that was described earlier. Bubba's wearing his signature, like, kind of olive drab mechanic suit, which is kind of just a short-sleeved rolled up with overalls put over it. He's got some black stretchy pants that are comfortable and easy to move around with, as long as they're durable enough for his mechanical needs. And then on his hands, he's got a pair of gloves on with a little kind of mechanical tensile grip to it, which he can kind of use to adjust his grip strength on the fly, just so he doesn't need to use like wrenches or anything like that.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
So
Yeah.
he can kind of just do that stuff on the fly with his gloves. And then besides that, he's got a nice golden ring around a necklace.
So I think as you guys start walking by, like Keaton opens his door and like stands up and starts like, yelling over the top of his car. Hey, where the fuck are you guys going?
Well, we're gonna go solve this problem unless you guys want to just sit around for a while.
Keaton kind of like hunches down, looks into the car. I don't know, you want to go see if we can fucking do this shit?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Yeah, I think he gets back into his car and pulls his car off the road and drives up there instead of walking.
Go past.
Yeah, go past him.
Rude.
If this was a gas engine, he would rev his engine very loudly as he pulled past you, but it's an electric engine, so he can't do that.
It does kick up some mud, though, as you go by.
He doesn't want to do that. That's a little too much.
As you pull up and wait for the rest, you look out the window. It's not Max Leon up there. It does look like someone in the Leon family, although you can't quite place them right now. The vehicle they brought is sort of a rover-looking thing. Its tires are a little bit too far out. There's 4 of them. They're huge, rubber, pretty small, the size of a hatchback, and it's covered in a roll cage on the outside. The whole thing is white, and then it has 2 stripes of green and gold, the Leon colors. As the 2 of you wait around for a little bit, Bubba and the boys catch up, slugging their way through the mud as things start to get a little bit intense in front of you. You can't quite make out the conversation, but things are definitely heated. And Kaz, as you come a little bit closer, you see the figure that's arguing with this Leon character, a little man, a little arbiter by the name of Felix. Felix, for the rest of you, just recently got elected, and he sort of is the judge responsible for overseeing all the licenses.
Holy moly.
He's also a farmer, as Kaz knows.
As Kaz recognizes Felix, he gets a grin on his face and turns to his brothers. Guys, this is perfect.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Oh, yeah.
What makes you say that?
That is Felix, and he's so deep in my pocket, he might as well be chapstick. Now, we're going to handle this like gentlemen.
Immediately after he says that, over the sound of arguing, you just hear Keaton yell, "Hey, if we're done measuring our fucking dicks, can we start moving this shit or what?"
Oh my God.
The figures arguing stop and turn to you as we see Keaton break a little bit ahead of the group, the rest following shortly behind, right? It's like a gunslinger walking out in front of his posse as you approach. Felix is a man in his 40s. He's got slick back hair. He's wearing a plain white button-up with a black vest on. Very simple, very plain, silver buttons. He's got tan slacks on, and then he's got boots, like cowboy boots, and bright, polished chrome spurs on the bottom. Hanging on the side, you don't recognize the gun, but it's just a matte black weapon that's real blocky. It's like you just took a single square, like a table leg, and then you put another table leg on it, and then you made a little trigger guard in between those two, right? Barely rounded, flat, square.
The opposite of ergonomic.
It definitely does not seem super good to hold, and that's just sitting on his waist. Then there's a farmer. Can tell that because he's muddy all the way from his big bushy beard to his worn out boots, overalls, another button up himself, and he's wearing a cowboy hat. He's wearing a Stetson, y'all. He's wearing a brown Stetson. And then the third character is this guy from the Leon family. Ooh, what are we going to say about him? Jethro, what do you think about this guy, huh?
This guy? He's got a Mars rover?
Yeah, it's got like the...
Is this the guy that was going to the race? Is that what you're talking about? That he just got
Presumably.
out of his car?
Maybe.
too?
He's just up front yelling at people.
His family has a lot of money, right? Leon family?
Yeah.
This guy looks like that kind of nerdy rich kid who really wants to be cool. Like, his parents bought him that Mustang in high school.
He's dyed his hair white. It's like
He's got that
You
Caesar
can tell
cut.
he's trying too hard.
it's like a Magneto haircut. Magneto
Oh,
haircut?
like the coif?
Yes, and then it's all white with a gold and a green stripe in it.
I'm sure we've all met someone who's just trying to like force charisma, but they don't have any real charisma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
you
mean,
can just-
Yeah, like Caleb Sunstead.
Yeah,
right
kind of like
here.
Caleb. Yeah.
Literally right here. Yeah, he's probably like in his early 20s, probably wearing like a white suit.
He's wearing a race suit, dude. He's
Oh,
wearing a
yeah.
fucking...
Yeah.
He's got the gloves and everything.
Felix gives you a wry smile, but otherwise they're taken aback as you yell. The guy from the Leon family looks up. What did you say to me?
Keaton comes walking up, grin on his face. Well, are we going to do anything about this or what? Like, why are we yelling at each other? Come on. There's like 100 of us stuck here.
This guy wipes away some of the dirt on his racetrack suit before looking back at you. Yeah, I know there's 100 people here. They gotta wait for the repair crew to show up.
Okay, well, how about this? We got some machines over there. You're telling me that none of the farmers out here know how to use these? He points towards the farmer. You know how to use one of these backhoes?
Listen, we've been waiting all day, the farmer says, for the repair crews to show up. Now, this fucko showed up and said they're not gonna be here for 2 days. And fucker won't let me repair it.
Keaton kind of looks at him with like a faux disappointed face and just goes, "You're going to hold up all these people?"
Listen to me, fuckface.
Yes! Keaton gives a big wide-toothed smile.
Whoa. Gentlemen. Kaz steps forward. This may not be the callback, but we can still be decorous out here, all right? It sounds like it's just a contract issue, Keaton. Please, don't escalate this.
Felix smiles as you approach Kaz. Kaz, I didn't expect to see you so far out in the woods. It's a pleasure to see you this far away from the niceties I'm sure you're accustomed to.
Well, yes, but character is born through hardship, and I'm not afraid to endure just a little bit of that, you know?
You are quite the character. I'll give you that.
A Renaissance man, if you will.
Now, I don't know who your man is here, Kaz, and he points to Keaton, but I was in the middle of solving this. I believe some deal could be arranged where we could temporarily repair these vehicles.
Kaz looks over his shoulder at Bubba, looking for a signal. Like, does Bubba think this could be repaired? Like, is this a real problem? Should Kaz risk his political capital endorsing this solution right now? That's what he tries to convey in that very brief glance.
Oh, he gets the glance easily. Easily picks up on that glance. Because I got the 12 in notice earlier, would I know that from just off the top of my head?
No, I think you'd have to make some sort of repair roll here. They don't seem to be horribly damaged. Just looking at it, I guess without making any roll, one of these things has like a tread that's come off the wheels, which seems easy enough to fix. It might take you 30 minutes. If that's the only problem they're facing, 30-minute job, no big deal.
If I made a repair roll right now, would I be able to suss that out, or do I have to go over there?
I think you'd have to get a little bit closer, but if you're willing to, I imagine this is like the two cars are pulled up, then there's two people arguing in the middle of like two excavators, and then the backdrop is the debris in the background of this tangle of trees. So they're not that far away from you. They're like 20 feet away from you.
Well, I guess Kaz is shooting me this look, and I guess I'm just going to head over there without even getting the approval of others.
This Leon fellow looks up at you and like points at you as you walk away. Hey, motherfucker, we didn't approve any of this.
Hey, nobody asked you if we approved for anything.
Yeah, who the fuck are you, first of all?
I'm Roscoe Leon.
Oh my god. This is Max's younger brother, I assume?
This is Max's younger brother. I was sent here to make sure that everybody's following the license because every time there's a storm, farmers get it up their own mind that they can fix things themselves, and then they fuck it up and void the warranties, and everybody has a bad time. And then guess what? Nobody gets food.
Great. So you're the technician coming out to fix these then?
The technicians are coming. I'm here to make sure that the farmers, and he gives a pointed look at Felix and the farmer, don't fuck this shit up.
Oh, well, no problem. My brother's not a fucking farmer. He'll take care of it, no problem.
What's the repair fee?
For you, asshole?
Listen, don't make me call Max.
Kaz gives Felix like the biggest look in the world. Like, come on, man.
Felix will like break away from this argument to walk over to Kaz as Roscoe gets in Keaton's face. You know Max?
Yeah, I know Max.
How do you know Max?
Max is my buddy. Do you know who I am?
No clue.
Perfect. I love that. So here's the deal. I'll pay double, even triple the repair fees if you just let my man over here fix this. We can get all these people on the road. And then if there's an issue with it, the warranty comes back on this particular machine, we'll just pay for it.
Okay, make a persuasion roll at -2. This won't solve all the problems right away, but it could contribute towards success.
Guess what? This is going to be at -3 because Keaton has a hindrance called mean, which means that he always has a permanent -1 to persuasion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect sense.
So that's going to be a 0, Caleb.
Attaboy.
Okay, great. Well, that's no successes for you. So I think Bubba's been stopped in his tracks by this outburst from Roscoe as Felix puts an arm on Kaz's shoulder and leads him over there. The other two of you, do you want to be in the Kaz crew or you want to be in the Keaton crew?
I think Dorian's in the Keaton crew. He got
Yeah.
target acquired when Bubba got shouted at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense for Jethro to be in the Keaton crew. I was kind of just in the general proximity with him. I walked up here with him, and this seems like the most dangerous threat we're facing is this guy.
Let's jump there first then, as this guy looks to the other two of you kind of turning away from Keaton. Listen, I don't want to, we don't need to get into this. If you run with Max sometimes, you got to know about the licenses. Listen, our company is staged here to make millions. Maybe we might even cross 1 billion chips just on the repairs for equipment out here in the Sun River. And if a few Sunners have to wait a couple days for a crew to come out and repair it, fuck it, man. They can wait. It's not like they got anything to get back to but dirt and grass. So where I'm at is these guys are looking a little violent. Now, it would be a bad idea to come after me, okay, but maybe we can work out some sort of deal. What would you need from me in order to, back me up on this? If you're friends of Max,
Listen.
you should be on my side.
I'm going to tell you this, okay? You're not going to be able to stop these people from being pissed off about this situation if you're going to tell them another few days. I mean, these are people trying to get back to their homes.
Well, no, I'll tell them 12 hours.
Yeah, what are they going to do for 12 hours?
I don't know, whatever farmers do.
Not at their farms?
They go home.
Listen, they chose to live in the Sun River. They knew this is a risk. They're living in one of oh my God, it's a disaster zone, right? Every storm that comes through hits a lot of farms, a lot of ranches. I mean,
Listen, I told you that I would pay you literally triple the maintenance fees on this vehicle. You'll make a lot of fucking money off of this deal right here.
So what's the real problem then?
the problem is that if I take that and I let them repair it, if anyone finds out, which, by the way, the arbiter is standing right there. If anyone finds out we made that deal, they could literally strip our license from us.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is it that approves these repair contracts anyways?
Well, they're all our people. It's all our personal
You have
technicians.
family?
Yeah, family, anybody that works for us.
So who hires these technicians?
We do. My dad and our company.
So why don't you just hire my brother here temporarily? Have him repair it. Seems like a loophole to me. I mean, you look like a pretty prominent member of the Leon family. Don't you have that sort of sway?
All right, make a persuasion roll for me, man.
What do you have in persuasion?
I think it's still -2.
D4.
This has not been a good situation so far.
Oof. At least I don't got any minuses to this. I'll use a Benny on that. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
I gotta blow something up to succeed here. So I'm just gonna use 1 Benny on this. There it is. 7 - 2, so 5.
Cool. I'm tracking this as a social conflict. Okay. So every success and raise you get contributes to how much you're going to be able to get in the final negotiation. So as you say that, he kind of nods, thinking to himself as we cut over to the Felix conversation. Over with Felix, Bubba, and Kaz, Felix leans into the both of you. Listen, Kaz, I'm a farmer. These are my people. I was recently elected an arbiter, and, well, my heart still lies here, but as you know, I have duties that I must perform. However, it seems to me that it would be very easy to repair these vehicles, don't you think?
I imagine Kaz just looks over. Kaz, right?
Yeah, Kaz just looks straight to Bubba.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine Kaz looks straight to me, and I'm gonna roll a repair to check to see if that's even correct.
Yeah, you made it a little bit closer. Go ahead.
I got a 5.
You know, looking over them, maybe that track isn't as bad as you thought. Maybe if someone gave you 2 minutes, you might be able to fix one excavator. You might not be able to fix them all, but the one closest to you, you don't think it'd be that much of a job at all.
Without even looking at Felix, he kind of looks to Kaz and, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all, honestly.
Perfect. Well, it is a good thing we came along, Felix. By the way, have you met my brother, Bubba? Bubba? Felix? Felix? Bubba?
Pleasure to meet anyone related to the charismatic Kaz Crow. A pleasure. I'm Felix.
Remy, but most people call me Bubba. Firm handshake for sure.
I haven't seen you around very much. Are you quite involved in your family's business?
Used to be. Yeah. Mostly just a delivery man at this point.
Oh, no. He is being so humble. He's being so humble. Kaz, puts an arm around his shoulders and gives him the, please don't fuck this up squeeze.
Well, it does seem like humility runs in your family.
He is an integral part of the family. Really can't get into too much, Felix, without revealing trade secrets. So I think we can handle it, though. Right? Right, Bubba?
Yeah, definitely. We could have this pretty much done in less than 5 minutes, honestly. Shouldn't take long at all. If you'll allow me, anyways.
Well, I, of course, could not sanction or be aware of any repairs, as that would be breaking the license, and I'm here to uphold that.
That's true. But on the other hand, I believe I witnessed a major confrontation down at the front of the jam, and I'm sure that you and I perhaps could go sort that out and help them, and that might keep our attention for 10 or 15 minutes.
An excellent idea, Cass.
Well, Bubba, I don't think you'll be needed for solving that particular situation, so why don't you just rest here, and Felix and I will go solve the conflict.
All right. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. Who's the second best at repair? I'm assuming I'm pretty good.
I've got a D4.
No? Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'm just going over there and I'll definitely start repairing this shit if you want me to just roll for it.
I like that this is in total conflict with the deal that you guys are working out.
I know. I feel bad.
No. You're just getting hired like we said he should hire you. That's all.
Well, Bubba, why don't you make a stealth roll for me?
How's your stealth, Bubba?
You're probably really good at that.
It's really good.
D10?
It's really good. I'm glad you asked.
Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crow's Terminus. If you like the show, please leave a rating or review on iTunes or wherever else you found this podcast. If you'd like to support us monetarily, you can go to patreon.com/soundslikeCrows. Get access to some additional content and access to our Discord server. Heads up and fair warning to all of our patrons. Pretty soon here, we're going to be restructuring our tiers with the new campaign and all. Maybe get some exciting new rewards in there. Just generally do a better job of making it worth the value of your support. Thank you to our patrons, specifically this week, Jeremy Dunlap, Ezra Hardman, Kirby, Ariel Weiss, and Greg Gray, along with James Wright, Ethan Cooper, Adaziel, Sandwich, and Jackie Betts. Music on the show is provided by William Ecker, who you can find at musicdirector.bandcamp.com, or myself. And where can you find the music I produce? Nowhere. It's in the vault. Casted this week is myself as the GM, Caleb Sunstead. You can find me on Twitter at Marshall Caleb. You can find Cameron Reed, who played Keaton Crow, on Twitter at CJReed211. Thanks to him for doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Thank you to my brother Isaac Sunstead, who played Kaz Crow, who you can find on Twitter at Abel the Crow. Jethro Crow was played by Alex Horrell, who you can find on Twitter at Alex Horrell. Allie Nesbitt, Marshall Sims played Dorian Crow, and you can find him on Twitter at Mr. Malicious1. Thanks to our executive producer Alexandria Majan on Twitter at Alexandria Majan. I think that's it. We will see you next week.